All right, folks, get ready to dive into some serious drama and valuable life lessons because we're cracking open the book of Genesis,
Oh, yeah.
specifically chapter 31, to see what kind of wisdom we can dig out and apply to our own lives today.
Right.
Ever felt stuck in a situation that just wasn't working for you anymore?
Yeah, I think we all have.
Well, that's exactly where we find Jacob in this story.
Yeah, Jacob is in a tough spot.
So set the scene for us.
Okay, so Jacob has been working for his father-in-law, Laban,
Oh, okay.
for years.
Wow.
Decades of service.
Gosh, that's a long time.
It is a long time, and the relationship has really gone sour over that time.
Okay.
Jacob is feeling deceived and taken advantage of.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like all of his hard work just isn't appreciated or rewarded fairly.
I think we can all relate to that feeling a bit.
Absolutely, like being stuck in a rut and giving your all, but not getting any respect back.
Yeah, not getting what you deserve.
Exactly.
So what happens? What does Jacob do about this?
Well, this is where things take a turn for the divine line.
Oh, God actually steps in and tells Jacob to return to his homeland and promises to be with him every step of the way.
Wow, so he has some support there.
He does. It's a good reminder that even when we feel alone,
Yeah.
there's a greater force looking out for us and guiding us
Yeah, definitely.
to a better path.
So he's going to head home, but it can't be that simple, right?
Well, especially with family dynamics.
Yeah, you can't just leave.
No, he doesn't just sneak off.
Oh.
He sits down with his wives, Rachel and Leah, and he lays it all out for them.
Oh, wow.
His frustrations,
Yeah.
his plans, everything.
That's amazing, that level of communication.
It is.
Especially back then, you don't hear about that much.
No, it really highlights the importance of seeking counsel and,
Right.
presenting a united front when making a big decision.
Yeah, a family decision like that.
Exactly.
So leaving, though, he's
Right.
not going to be too happy about this, is he?
Well, let's just say he doesn't throw a going away party.
Oh. Yeah, when Laban finds out that they left, he sets off in hot pursuit.
Oh, wow.
It's like a boiling point.
Uh,
Yeah, you can really feel the drama and tension unfolding here.
I can only imagine. So what happens when they finally meet face to face?
Well, instead of like a brawl,
Oh, okay.
they each try and plead their case.
Okay.
Jacob really details his 20 years of hard work, the hardships he endured, and how Laban constantly changed his wages.
Wow. So he's really standing up for himself now.
Yeah, it's like he's saying enough is enough.
Right.
Like, this is what I've done, this is how I've been treated.
What a lesson in setting boundaries
It is, it's pivotal.
and knowing your worth.
Right.
So does Laban just admit defeat at this point?
Well, he's not happy, but there's a glimmer of recognition there.
Okay.
He acknowledges that his daughters and their children belong to Jacob.
That's important.
It is.
It's like they found a little bit of common ground.
Right. It hints that there might be a possibility to work something out.
So does this lead to a peaceful resolution then?
Oh, good.
And this is where I think the story takes a really inspiring turn.
Oh, okay.
Jacob and Laban decide to make a pact,
Okay.
a covenant.
What's a covenant?
It's like a solemn agreement,
Oh, okay.
a promise to ensure peace and respect between their families.
Wow, so they can all get along finally.
Hopefully, yeah. And they mark this covenant with a heap of stones,
Oh.
a physical reminder of this commitment.
Wow. Like a fresh start.
Exactly.
So we've got family drama, divine intervention, a daring escape,
Right.
tense confrontation, and then a pact of peace.
Wow.
It's like a roller coaster of emotions.
It really is. And I think there's a lot more we can uncover here.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Right. We're going to dig deeper into the lessons in this story and see how they can help us navigate our own complicated lives.
Oh, I can't wait to dive into those modern applications.
You too.
This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Wow, that confrontation between Jacob and Laban, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It's amazing how a story from so long ago can still feel so relevant.
Well, it really shows you that human nature is pretty timeless.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The things Jacob was dealing with,
Yeah.
feeling trapped, taken advantage of, wanting something more, those are things we all go through.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why these stories are so valuable.
So let's get into some of those valuable lessons.
Okay.
Where do we even start?
Well, one of the biggest things for me is setting healthy boundaries.
Oh, yeah, that's so important.
It is. Jacob finally hit a breaking point with Laban,
Right.
realized he was being exploited,
Yeah, after all that time.
and it took God telling him to leave to finally do it.
It's like you get to a point where you just feel totally drained.
Exactly. You've given and given.
Yeah, and you don't have anything left.
But how do we actually set those boundaries?
That's the tricky part.
It really is. It takes a lot of courage and honesty
It does.
and being able to say what you need. Like, think about it this way. Boundaries are like fences.
Hmm.
They protect your personal space and your well-being.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And without those fences, people can just walk all over you.
Oh, I like that analogy.
If you're feeling resentful or overwhelmed or
Oh.
taken advantage of,
Yeah.
it might be a sign that your boundaries are weak.
And that you need to strengthen them.
Exactly.
But what if setting those boundaries leads to conflict?
Well, conflict can be uncomfortable,
Yeah, for sure.
but it can also be a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, it forces you to face the issues.
Hmm.
Think about Jacob and Laban.
Okay.
It wasn't a nice conversation,
It isn't.
but it was a turning point.
Right.
It let them work things out.
So conflict can be productive sometimes.
Exactly.
It's not always a bad thing.
And sometimes it means you need to walk away,
Hmm.
like Jacob leaving Laban.
Okay.
It's about putting yourself first.
Yeah, and finding a place where you can be happy.
Right. Somewhere you can thrive.
But that can be such a hard decision to make.
It is. It's scary. Yeah.
But it's about trusting yourself.
Okay.
Like trusting your gut that something isn't right.
Yeah.
And remembering that walking away isn't failing.
Right.
It's about knowing your worth.
I like that. So much good advice here.
Well, Jacob trusted God's guidance.
Yeah.
We can seek advice from people we trust.
Okay, like mentors or friends.
Exactly, or even our own intuition.
Yeah, taking that leap of faith.
It is, and don't forget about family.
Yeah.
Jacob talked to Rachel and Leah.
Right, he didn't keep it all to himself.
We can lean on the people we love.
Yeah, they can help us figure things out.
It's like having your own personal team.
Okay, yeah, your support system.
And we also can't forget about reconciliation.
With Jacob and Laban.
Yeah, after everything that happened,
Right, all that tension.
they chose to make peace.
Yeah.
And they marked it with that heap of stones.
Right, I like that part of the story.
It shows that forgiveness is possible.
Yeah, even when it's really hard.
And that we can start over.
It's a powerful reminder for all of us. If Jacob and Laban can do it after all that,
Right.
we can try to do it in our own lives.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to leave it for now.
It is. There's a lot to think about.
We've been through a lot with Jacob in this story, haven't we?
We have. He's had quite a journey.
Betrayal and frustration, but in the end, it's about growth.
Right. And transformation.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what makes it so powerful for us today.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just an old story. It's a guide
Oh, I like that.
for navigating our own lives.
So what are some of the big takeaways here for our listeners?
Okay, well, first, remember Jacob's courage
Yeah,
in setting boundaries.
Right.
You deserve respect. You deserve to be treated fairly.
yeah.
Don't be afraid to speak up.
It's like they say, you teach people how to treat you.
Exactly. And if you feel taken advantage of,
Yeah,
maybe it's time to reevaluate some things.
those boundaries, yeah.
And sometimes setting boundaries means walking away.
Oh, right, like Jacob did.
It could be a job or a friendship or even just a way of thinking.
Yeah, that's holding you back.
Jacob reminds us that change can be good,
Even when it's scary.
but we don't have to do it alone.
Like Jacob had his wives.
We have people we can turn to.
For family and friends.
Mentors, therapists, anyone you trust.
Yeah, your support system.
And don't forget communication.
Oh, right, with Rachel and Leah.
He talked to them. Open and
oh.
honest communication.
That can be hard, but it's so important.
It is. It can prevent so many problems.
Just being upfront with each other.
And lastly, reconciliation.
Jacob and Laban. That heap of stones.
It's a powerful image, isn't it?
It is. It shows us that forgiveness is possible.
Even when things seem impossible.
Right. And that we can start over.
We can always try to make things right.
So, as we wrap up here today,
Yeah?
I hope you'll all keep Jacob's journey in mind.
Me too.
Set those boundaries, talk to each other, and be open to forgiveness.
Such great lessons.
And remember, there's always more to learn.
Always keep exploring.
That's right. So until next time, keep diving deep.